Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing!
Hello everyone, and welcome to an actual channel video. Wow, I don't do this a lot. I normally stream on Twitch, link in the description below. I tend to stream more than video, but Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is coming sometime later this year, and I know Mario Kart World is kind of the talk of the town in terms of racing games at the moment. I myself am very looking forward to Mario Kart World, but I do love me some Sonic racing games as well. So this is inspired by my friend Ben98, who is doing a very similar series to this on all the different Mario Kart tracks in the lead up to Mario Kart World's release. He gave me permission to essentially rip him off, don't worry. But go and watch his videos, they're all fun and interesting to watch. As of time of recording, he's recorded up to and including Double Dash. So yeah, go check out those videos. I'll link in the card or something. But this is Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. I'm going to be looking at the Sumo trilogy of Sonic racing games before Sonic Racing CrossWorlds comes out. Mainly just because they're going to be the most similar to Racing CrossWorlds. I know Extreme Gear is going to be in the game, but I don't think it's going to play anything like Riders. And Sonic R is very much its own beast as well. But let's just jump in. I've only started this file yesterday, as of recording. This is a game that doesn't do Steam Cloud. As you can tell by the keyboard prompts, I am playing the PC version, with all the caveats that entails. But it's the most convenient version to record, frankly, because the PS3 is, let's say, the opposite of convenient to record. So we're going to go through all the Grand Prix. I'm going to do the middle difficulty advanced. It was giving me some issues with rubber banding, but I have practiced come first in all the tracks before, so not in all the cups before. But let's just jump into it, starting off with Whale Lagoon. So this game has very much a thing of repeating track themes. There's three track themes, like three tracks in a theme that'll show up. So in this case we've got three Seaside Hill tracks. This is the first one, the Whale Lagoon. Oh, no, I just about got my turbo boost start. I don't know what the official term for it is. This is Whale Lagoon. Starts off with a bit of a fake out. You don't want to just be driving straight at the start. You pick left or right. But I would say I think this is a pretty good starting track. Nice wide turns to drift around. Get a feel for things. And it's full of, it's got some iconic Sonic elements. You've got the sort of corkscrew loop here, the checkerboard hills, and you've got the Orca, which I forget if they actually show up in Seaside Hill, but they're definitely in Emerald Coast. Okay, nice corners to drift around here. Makes up building up your turbo boosts really nice. Let's put those down as a bit of a choke point for the CPU. Now I have turned off the catch-up feature that's in the settings, which I think is meant to tone down the rubber banding, but sometimes I have been screwed over despite having the thing turned off, so I guess we'll see. Now I've raced this track a lot, so I'm quite used to this one. Sometimes I've had the problem over the last couple of days when playing this game of forgetting I'm not on the last lap when I finish lap 2. Are they close enough for me? Oh, I can't see. Are they close enough for me to use the horn? Not really. Ow. So yeah, this game came out several years before Mario Kart 8 and had a very similar item to the Super Horn. So I don't know what you want to take away from that. God, don't hit myself with my own bomb, please, that would be embarrassing. Oh, barely made it across the finish line there. There were a lot of punching, lots of gloves going around. But yeah, that was Whale Lagoon. pretty nice starting track. It's a bit more interesting than some of the Mario Kart starting tracks that end up being very, very basic. I like the loop, I like the fake out at the start. Because if you drive straight, you will just run into the water. Here we got Icicle Valley from Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, a game I've never played. One thing this game lets you do is select your music before the race starts if you've unlocked it. I'm gonna try and mix up the music a bit just for variety, so we're not hearing the same music 3 times. But I will admit, the non-Sonic properties that are featured in this game in particular, I'm not too familiar with their soundtracks. I will say, Icicle Valley here, I would say slightly less interesting to drive around, but still pretty fun. The way the corners bank up especially is quite nice. And it has a couple of jumps as well. I don't know if the ice affects your traction, but honestly if it doesn't, I'm not too worried. This course also has a pretty neat shortcut as well. I think you want to be boosting over the snow there. I think that is snow that will slow you down. So go into it with a drift, boost over it, get a nice little shortcut there. Which is nice, especially if you get hit by items. Now boosting is especially important in this game, so sometimes it's worth taking your corners a little wider if it means you can hit the boost pad. I'm going to keep this rocket in case I get overtaken by Big there. There we go. Rockets basically being like red shells. This is mainly about the tracks, but I will probably end up talking about game mechanics as well. But not to get too ahead of myself, but this is the most Mario Karty of the 3 games that Sumo made, I would say, both in terms of how it feels and how the tracks feel. Yeah, this one's also pretty smooth to drive around. I think I like Whale Lagoon a little bit more, just for the split paths and stuff. But this course has some very nice corners to drift around, and a pretty easy shortcut to take as well. Next up we got Roulette Road. This one I am going to be a little bit less kind to. Partly because jumping the gun, this gets featured in future games. And I don't know. I guess I'm just a little bit sick of it, maybe. I think I like again, jumping the gun a bit, but I think I like the other tracks in this theme a little bit more. This feels a little bit more interesting. There's a lot of long stretches in this one. But going around the roulette wheel here is quite nice. But here we get our instances of corners that are a little bit too tight to take, so you have to let go of your accelerate button, which is an intentional mechanic, I understand, but I don't know, in the heat of the moment it can be a bit annoying to sort of scrape up against the outer wall of the corner. Especially those yellow stripy bits where it slows you down. I was in first. Let's see if I can make this up. Now how is that going to help me recover a mine when I'm in 5th? Something that only goes behind me when I'm in 5th. Triple rocket, that's more like it. Drifting around the roulette wheel is quite fun. And I do love the visuals. So each game, for the most part, each game that's represented here has 3 tracks, apart from Sonic, because I guess it got priority by being, Sega's golden boy. So there are 3 different track themes for Sonic, all taken from Sonic Heroes. And Sonic Heroes itself is a very mixed game, but one thing it does very well is its visuals and level themes. So we're taking level themes from Heroes. The level themes for the Sonic tracks here are all pretty good. Man, I'm not doing well here. Oh, I missed the items. Don't think Amigo got any either though, so that's good. And yeah, for this game I'm going to be very boring and play as Sonic. He's just my go-to character in this game in particular. As we go into the other games though, I will be playing as other characters. Oh good, how's that going to help me? I go accelerate to make it around the corner. I don't think it's going to be enough though. No. I'll take third. I've won the other two, so I should still be in the lead. Yeah. Watch out for II in the next one. So yeah, I mean that's a mostly good track, but the slightly tight corners, I mean maybe other characters can drift around without slowing down, but I don't know. I will say, for the Samba de Amigo tracks, I am going to be having just one track on because I know it's from the game and not a licensed track. I don't want to have to deal with any copyright issues. Yeah, Samba de Amigo had licensed music as far as I'm aware. This track here though is from the game, so we should be safer. This one's got, the Samba de Amigo tracks have some pretty fun visuals. I can never dodge these balloons though. Shadow, do you mind? Yeah, some really satisfying drifts in this track though. The fun visuals in these transition sections. Yeah, this is a pretty good track. I like this one quite a bit. Like, I made the balloons in the middle section are a bit awkward to dodge, but that doesn't take away from like the fun drifting. And just overall nice vibe to the track. I've never played Samba de Amigo. I would like to try out one of the games at some point, but the vibes are on point in these tracks, certainly. Unfortunately, the cost of getting the Dreamcast version up and going is probably a bit too high for me, so I'll have to settle for either the Wii game or the VR game. I would say the Switch game, but I hear the VR version is basically the Switch one, but better, so... At one point in this game's favour, again, it's not to do with the tracks, but one point in this game's favour is Big the Cat is in this game. So it's always going to be a plus. I'm going to hold onto this horn just in case. Getting this drift down is also satisfying. I don't know what these characters are meant to be other than Amigo himself, but hey. Like I said, I never played the original game, so... But no, that's a very fun track. I'm not going to be ranking the tracks because, frankly, I'm bad at ranking things, so... I'm just going to be giving my off-the-cuff opinions. Obviously, we're going to be aiming for podium finishes on these Grand Prix, but if I manage to mess up, then oh well. One thing that always gets me with this game and its sequel is, at least with the Sonic characters, like, their expressions are so vacant. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. Alright, it's the Chow Cup one. I pressed A too early and cut off the music. Oh well. Yeah. We'll just head straight back into the Grand Prix. Sonic. I'm used to controlling Sonic now, so I'm just going to stick with him. Up next is the Graffiti Cup. Start off with Shibuya Downtown. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
We're coming to you live from Tokyo Toe. A little oil, a little track, and a whole lot of racing.
So this one, again, will be familiar to anyone who's played Racing Transformed. This one shows up in that game as well. This is another track with a split path. So you can either go up those ramps or down here. I'm not sure which way is faster, but I tend to prefer going up the ramps myself. I want to try and show off both routes. Going down low does mean you can hit these boost pads more easily though, so... Yeah, nice wide path to drift along here. If you drift into it early enough, you can charge up more than one drift jet. There's enough space there to do a trick. Ooh. And another road curves us down to the beginning of the track. This one's overall pretty simple on layout, but this is quite fun to drive. Nice wide turns, which gives you plenty of space to avoid these cars that drive through. And if you go the top route here, there's a fun jump as well. I prefer going the top route. If you go here in your first lap and you're the first person to go there, you'll bust through a billboard. Unfortunately, someone's done that before me, so I guess I should have gone that way first lap. Oh well. Drifting into this too early though, and you might drift too sharply. That's fine though. And get a nice drift down this one. Now, Jet Set Radio is definitely a game I need to play more. I have the PC version of the first game. The Jet Set Radio tracks in this game I think are specifically based off Jet Set Radio Future on the Xbox, which unfortunately I have no way of playing. I don't own an Xbox. I would like to, because I couldn't quite get into Jet Set Radio when I played it on PC years ago. But sometimes I feel like playing a game on the original console it was made for, sometimes I get more into it. I was definitely that way with Sonic Adventure 2, so I wonder if I'd be the same way with Jet Set Radio. So I'd like to pick up the Dreamcast version sometime. It's certainly not getting any cheaper, so sooner rather than later it's probably going to end up being better. Ooh, don't drift that way, Sonic, please. I don't know where that fist came from. Alright, should really start skipping through all these result screens. I need to make sure we're getting a move on. Next up we got Outer Forest from Curian Mansion, also known as House of the Dead.
Greetings! We're at Curian Mansion for today's hot slab of race.
I don't know what music is what, so we'll just go with whatever.
3, 2, 1, go!
Gotcha!
We'll avoid zombies on these ones. All the courses tend to have some kind of hazard on the track, which can be disabled in the options, but that's boring. Do you like the jumps here though? Busting through a window, being the first to get through is always fun. And you've got a shortcut here as well. I say shortcut, I don't know if it's quicker or not, but it ends in a jump, so always fun. I'll try and show off the main route on the next lap if I'm able to. Guns are all pretty close behind me. Need to get a good lead on them. Yeah, you don't spend much time in said mansion though in this track. You kind of enter very briefly here. And then exit again. I suppose it is called Outer Recall, so I guess it makes sense. It means there's a lot of brown in this level though. This track. A lot of dirt track here. This is a pretty good turn to start with though. Get nice and wide. Let you get a good drift going. Yeah, I'd say drifting and boosting is more important here than in most Mario Kart games. Alright, we went the main route last time, we'll go back on the side route this time. Again, I don't know if it's quicker, but it lets you do a jump, so... He was close enough to be affected by that, but I still won anyway, so that's all good. So yeah, it's a pretty good track, but I think I probably like some of the later tracks from that theme a bit more. And now we have our third Sonic track, Turbine Loop, set in Final Fortress. This one, from what I remember, is a pretty basic track though. Be sure to drift just right so you don't go on the slow bit, the slow off-road, and don't go into the acorns. Someone using the jumping physics thing be a little bit odd there. If you're unsure going into that section, try to be boosting. If you're unsure on your trajectory, then you'll boost right through those giant egg horn hammer things, I forgot what they're called. The ones that are really annoying to fight in Sonic Heroes. Yeah, this track is pretty flat though, like there's not, apart from the sort of jumpy bit here, yeah, there's not much in terms of like elevation. It's mostly flat. But there's not too much up and down, I would say. So, got good corners, but overall, I think later Final Fortress tracks get more interesting. To jump the gun a little bit. I'm glad I got a good sizable lead. Yeah, I think trying to make a trick on that first jump there's not quite enough space there, so good to wait for the second one. And that is Turbine Loop done, pretty much. There we go. Yeah, decent track, but overall, I feel like, especially the other Sonic tracks, have had more interesting layouts. I do approve of the Sonic Rush music used as the results theme though. Oh, but here we go, the Super Monkey Ball tracks. Again, I'm gonna slightly jump the gun. The Super Monkey Ball tracks aren't great. There's too many right angled, too many 90-degree turns. Visibility's not great because of that. It's just, I'm not a huge fan. Like, if it weren't for the arrows, I would not know which way to turn sometimes. Now, I played this course in particular enough to know when to be able to anticipate the turns. And a good chunk of the turns are on these like circular bits, so you do have space to figure it out, but there's not enough space to do a trick there as well, which is annoying. And not every turn is 90 degrees like that bit there. But overall, the Monkey Ball tracks, they're probably my least favourite in the game. This one's probably the least offensive, but also less interesting, I'd say, than the other Monkey Ball tracks. But there's enough space there, but not really there. No. The key to this track really is knowing which corners you can chain together into one long drift, so you can actually make it around the corners safely. Once you do that, it can get into a pretty good flow state, but yeah, there's still too many right angles for my liking. Yeah. Like I said, I'm kind of jumping the gun, but I'm just not a huge fan of the Monkey Ball tracks in this game. I think most of the other tracks are better than the Monkey Ball ones. Alright, we're just going to skip past all these award ceremonies and whatnot. It looks the same each time, so I managed to win. Good. Sonic says, look out for hazards on the track. Thanks. Right, on to the next Grand Prix. Advanced. Yeah, there are 6 in total, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So, we're nearly halfway there. On to Rampart Road, the next Billy Hatcher track. Let's pick that music. One thing I do like about at least the non-Sonic tracks is the 3 tracks in the game do tend to look different to each other. Whereas the first one was more set around the ice, this one's set more in like the castle area. That again, I have no idea about in terms of how it relates to the game because I've not played Billy Hatcher. Jumps over here. Do be careful about tricking with those because they're not big jumps, so it can be easy to just mess up. There's some pretty narrow tracks here. It gets pretty chaotic when you're in the middle of the pack and you've got items pounding you. There's another track with a nice hidden sort of secondary path off to the side as well, which I will try and show up on this lap here. Yeah, this is a pretty fun track. I like the corners. The theming, there's a lot of brick, but I like the massive pipes that the eggs come out of to ruin your day with. Enough space? Okay, there's just about enough space to jump to do a trick on some of these. But here we got a hidden off the side path. You got to be a little bit brave and jump off to it. But you're rewarded with boosters. It's slightly trickier to drift around that, I would say, but rewarding. Yeah, a lot more speed there. Ouch. These bridges seem to really slow me down. I don't know whether that's... can't remember whether that's like that on console or whether it's just a result of the PC version trying to run at a really high frame rate. This game tries to match the 240 Hz on my monitor. I'm being in a now slightly older game, it does manage to reach it. I'm not sure if it is while recording, and obviously this recording is only going to be 60 FPS because YouTube, so... I actually don't know if OBS would record at higher than 60 FPS. I've never looked into it, given that for my purposes, messed that up. That was entirely my fault. No, that's a pretty fun track. I may have messed it up right at the end, but that's not the track's fault. I took that last turn in the hidden path pretty badly. No, I like that track. That's probably my favourite of the Billy Hatcher tracks. We're already going to another Final Fortress track, Dark Arsenal. Oh, I don't know what music it played. I pressed A too quickly. Oh, we got Crank the Heat Up in Sonic Adventure. Now this track I have a problem with because those jumps, I tried hitting that jump with a speed boost, like an actual speed boost item, and it still didn't seem to be enough to carry me over. So I don't know what's up with that. Lots of wide corners here again. The one thing about this track is it's basically mirrored. You get like halfway along it and then you basically drive through the same again but backwards. It makes the track feel quite repetitive, I'd say. Like, I like the corners, but the track itself is very repetitive because you feel like you're driving through the same thing 6 times instead of 3 times because of the way it's mirrored. So here we go. Time for lap 2, but it kind of feels like lap 4 in a way because of, it feels very samey throughout. Well, I'd say samey. Again, it's more just that you drive through half the track and then it mirrors, essentially. The second half is a mirror image of the first. So you then drive through it again, but the other way. I was hoping that horn would be enough to get Eggman. Apparently not. It's really hot on my hills this time. Boy, rude. Got them with a rocket at least. Let's get an item, something defensive. Maybe I should have waited to use it till the next lot of item boxes, but oh well. Eggman is right behind me this whole race, isn't he? Sometimes the graphics go a bit glitchy. I don't know whether that's just due to PC version or due to high frame rate. I've heard that this game apparently has issues at high frame rates, but I don't know, my practice runs seem to run fine, so I don't know. Won't have to worry about that so much with the next game, because that one's capped at 60 FPS on PC, so... Actually, while we're on this track, so yeah, I'm playing the PC version. That comes with a few caveats. Visuals are not quite one-to-one with console versions, apparently. Just some effects are a bit different. And there's no online, which doesn't matter for this series. But also there's no way of obtaining the DLC track. Fortunately, that's not a problem, because the DLC track returns as a returning track in All Stars Racing Transformers, so we'll be able to see it there. Fortunately, Racing Transformed includes its DLC track on the PC version, and even if it didn't, I do have the DLC on my PS3. That's a better result than last race. Here we got Jump Parade. Somebody we go. Right, let's set the right music. This is probably my least favourite of these Samba de Amigo tracks. The jumps, I find a lot of the jumps awkward to trick on. A lot of them make you think you've got enough space to trick, but then you don't. And there's a lot of instances where There's a lot of hard to dodge balloons. I think Sunshine Tours is a better level than this one, personally. And you haven't got like the crazy visuals either here. This one's just sort of outdoors. Yeah, so it looks like there's enough space to do a trick there, but there isn't. Then you get hit by balloons as well. I don't know. I don't know if the mic picked that up. I'm recording just before lunch. This may come to be a mistake. Oh, there wasn't enough space for a trick there. Why? Why make a track based on jumps if you can't do the thing that jumps are intended to let you do? That's ultimately my problem with this track. Also, sometimes I'll press the trick button and it doesn't do a trick. I think I'm pressing it, must be pressing it too early after leaving the ground, but I don't know. Again, looks like there should be space to trick there, but there isn't. I try every time, and I forget that I can't. At least there's space to do a trick there. I think there's basically one, but hey. Ow. Screwed. No, I just wanted to drift. The trick button being the same as the drift button is a bit awkward. Makes drifting out of jumps awkward. It looked like you finished the trick. Ah, those balloons. Ouch. I do realise I've been complaining a lot this race, but yeah, this track just aggravates me. Personally. Now we've got the final track of the cup, Pinball Highway. Because there's a lot more Sonic tracks than anything else, you often get more than one Sonic track per cup. Anyways, let's pick... you know what? I love Sonic Rush's soundtracks. Let's pick back to back.
3, 2, 1, go! Gotcha!
This does have one or two instances of turns that are a bit too tight, but I think I like this a bit more than Roulette Road. I like the jumps here. Got space to get a couple of tricks in even. And the tube here is a nice set piece as well. Also a good place for a drift. And you got the pinball table bit here as well. Slightly reminds me of Waluigi Pinball from Mario Kart DS, and that is not at all a bad thing to remind me of, because Waluigi Pinball in Mario Kart DS is a wonderful track. Shame there's no massive pinballs bouncing around that bit to knock you over, but... Or maybe there is and I just didn't see any. And we get to go around the roulette wheel again as well. This time dodging poker chips. Excuse me, big man. Let me through.
We got ourselves some marksmen out there today, folks. One lap in the bag.
I can never tell if that bit where you leave the ground at the end of the lap is enough to do a trick. Chain that into one boost. Oh, Enough to do 3 tricks there. I missed the items, but hey, we got more speed, so that's fine. Yeah, that pinball table bit really could do with like a pinball going around to make you have to drive around more of it. But as is, you can just go through the middle of it without any worries. Don't want to draw into those poker chips, and I've got a shield with still. Oh, just about enough space to do a trick there. And yet there wasn't space to do tricks on those jumps in the other stage. Double bonus. Oh, I didn't quite get enough height to do 3 tricks there. I was being greedy. Behind me, yeah, that'll really help. You know, disorient the CPU that don't have to physically look at the screen. That's really going to help. Oh, I'm glad that went over me. Weird. Chain 2 drifts there. Ah, wasn't quite enough space that time. Well, that is the 3rd cup done. Some pretty good tracks there with Pinball Highway here, but also just annoying. Annoying Samba de Amigo track. Does slightly bring it down. Right, I think actually this is a good point to take a pause in the recording. I'm going to go and have some lunch. You people watching the video, this literally won't matter to you, but we're going to have a little jump cut or fade cut over to our second recording session where we'll get through the rest of the Grand Prix. The jump has well and truly been cut. Let's continue with the rest of the Grand Prix. Back to advanced. Right, so we did the first 3, so now onto the Horror Cup. And we start off with another Curian Mansion track, Sewer Scrapes. This one's pretty fun. We'll do that music, I guess. Is it the same one picked before? I don't know.
3, 2, 1, go! Gotcha!
Driving along the sewers here is pretty fun. Ooh. There we go. You get to choose whether you drive in the water, or in the sewer water, or on the sides. Risk it in the water for items, or stick on the sides for a slightly faster path and less risk of running into boxes. Pretty fun jump out there. And blow them up. I probably should have sent that to first place, but oh well. I might be able to catch up with him. We'll see. I'm not going to risk it, I'll just do a one trick there. Ooh. Don't know what happened there. Oops. Man, I'm not doing well here. Yeah, I like the split path here. Kind of like Whale Lagoon at the start of the game. I don't know if that thing can hit you, or whether it's just set dressing. That turn out of the sewers can be a bit awkward though. I'd say it's not quite as bad as the 90-degree turns in the monkey ball courses, but it can still kind of come out of nowhere. I'll send this. You can't send the bombs backwards, so I've got to send it forwards. Oh, just about managed 2 tricks there. I've not been good at taking that corner, have I? Ouch. Let's go this way. There's no real difference here, really, but why not? Oh. That really worked out for me, didn't it? These bombs aren't very helpful. Ouch. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not gonna place well here. Oh dear. That was not a good race at all. But that's a pretty fun course, I think. I like how bright the sewer water is as well.
Just call me son.
Nope. Don't know which one I pressed OK on. Oops.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, can you feel the sunshine from Sonic R? That is fair enough. This probably has my favourite layout of the Seaside Hill tracks, although the visuals in the next Seaside Hill track might elevate it a little bit over this one for me. But I think this probably has the best layout of the Seaside Hill tracks. At least my favourite layout. Some fun turns there. Got sneaking past and jump there. These turns just feel good to take. I'm not going to risk it, just take one. Now there is a shortcut over this way that is a bit risky, but satisfying. There we go. My practice run, I overshot the first jump then. I think because I was boosting as I went into it. So you want to be going full speed into it so you make the jump, but boosting into it you'll overshoot. Avoid the crab meats. Yeah, I'm holding on to these rockets in case I get overtaken. Oh, it's a bit of a tight turn there. See, these jumps are nicely sort of spaced so that you can actually trick on them. Oh, whoops. That's my fault. Can I do 2? Yes, I can. Lovely. May have fallen off, but I managed to bring it back. Ouch. I probably could have defended myself rather than waiting to retaliate. Oh, I missed the item. No. Oh, it's fine, Eggman's bad at driving. Ouch. Don't want to be behind Shadow in case he drops that mine on me. I think this bit snakes over the top of the start of the track. Well, it's quite fun when race tracks do that in games.
Hey, now we got a race on our hands.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. And that's what happens if you go into that too fast. Oh no, I'm 7th. I shouldn't have risked it. We're still on the last lap. Oh dear. I don't think I'm going to be getting a podium finish in this cup. Oh, that's not gone well at all. Oh dear. Well, I guess we'll get to see what the losing screen looks like. And it's not going to get any better with Sandy Drifts here.
Greetings and welcome to today's Super Monkey Speed Clash. Our races are...
Just call me son.
Yeah, well, I have yet more 90-degree turns here.
2, 1, go!
Okay.
And by being a desert track, it's also less visually interesting, I'd say, as well.
Now the race leader looking
Thankfully, not everything here is 90-degree turns, like the other one, but they're still here. And they're still annoying. Oh. Like, this jump's pretty cool, but I don't know. One neat jump does not a track save. These bits here are really awkward.
Let's see what the second break. Listen up, everyone. My eyes might be all-star, so watch out for some cool action.
Well, it looks like the CPU's having a hard time as well, so... chain those together at least. Yes, commentator, it's a quiet one, but I'm thankful for that because I lost the last 2 races, so... And one more lap of this. I can't seem to like not hit the size of the track on that bit. Corners aren't big enough to get drifts, so like to get power, like turbo boosts, but hey, drifting around them still helps. Like, I'm letting go of accelerate as I go around this corner, I'm still hitting the edges. Well, that one I went a bit too sharp, but still. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that track either. It's a shame, the Monkey Ball tracks, I'm just not a huge fan of. The next game has a better Monkey Ball track, I would say, though. So, I'll be looking forward to playing that later. But here we got another Jet Set Radio track. Nope. I pressed A too quickly again.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, playing the same music as before? Oh well. Oops. Oi, took my item. It's fine, I'll boost past you. I'll send it forwards. Do like the kind of construction site vibes part of this track gives. Going into the sort of underground. The subway section here is pretty fun as well. But I'd say this track, to its slight detriment, has a pretty big shortcut that's pretty necessary, I'd say. Because it cuts out a fair bit of time. I will show it on the next lap. Oh, I was too late doing that. I probably could have made that trick if I wanted to.
Ooh, I can tell you there's an all-star around racers. Hell breaks out his mini tornado.
Yeah. That corner's a bit awkward.
Man, talk about tearing up the tarmac. This is one wild race.
Stay on the top bit here, make a sharp turn, and you're going to go through a little car park area. Kind of reminds me of the car park in the Crazy Taxi, actually. Don't know if it's meant to, but yeah. That shaves off quite a bit of time, so it's kind of a necessary shortcut to take if you want to place well on this track. Ah! Probably shouldn't have taken the trick. I was trying to turn to this one too quickly this time. There we go. Keep it going in one drift. There we go. Yeah, this track's got a pretty fun layout, but I will say the fact that that shortcut at the end is kind of so necessary to place well does drag it down a little bit. It's like if you don't take that shortcut, other people who do will just get ahead of you, and it's not as risky a shortcut to take as other sort of big shortcuts in racing games. So, well, I got a podium finish at least. Didn't come first, but we got on the podium. Managed to redeem myself after those first two races went so badly. Oh dear. Well, let's get past that. Want to get the rest of the tracks done. Don't have all day here, you know.
Sonic.
I will pick Sonic as we have been. Onto the Samba Cup. Rocky Coaster. Now this one, I think I like more than the second Samba de Mago track. This is with a fun roller coaster aesthetic, as the name suggests. There's massive sunglasses on the mountain there. It's a more colourful track than the second Samba track as well. Doesn't quite go as crazy with the visuals as Sunshine Tours, but it's still pretty fun visually. Ouch. Although we've still got hard to dodge balloons. But we make up for it with some nice wide turns to develop drifts on. Chaining drifts on these long turns is very satisfying. Dodging those. I'm not always good at that. Go wide to avoid those. Ah. Ah! That came a bit too quick for me to react to. Level 3. Release and go again. Keep the boost going. And one more lap. Oh, I went a bit too wide into that one. It's fine, we're pretty far ahead of the pack here, so... Oh, I think that does act as a hazard, so don't run into it. Well, at least I managed to do the trick and recover this time. So the colours on the track being a bit reminiscent of Rainbow Road is fun, although it's not Rainbow Road. It's just colourful. If you get a sort of vaguely rainbowish coloured track in a kart racer, and you're going to think of Rainbow Road, so... Yeah, I like that track. I think Sunshine Tour, the first Somebody Amigo track, is a little bit better, but I think I like that a little bit more, but it's certainly better than the second one. Now we get Highway 0.
Relax, put your feet up.
That's funky dealer. I love the aesthetic of this one. Nighttime, like bright nighttime cities is just an aesthetic I love. Oh, don't miss the turn. Too busy focused on my items. Okay, with the return of the traffic as well, which is nice. Very fun. And we got some big jumps as well. Oh, just about get the booster. Oh, I nearly drifted the wrong way. But yeah, I really like the nighttime aesthetic of this track, and the layout's quite fun too. Lots of twists and turns on this one, but not in a way that feels annoying. And the return of traffic gimmick is fun. Getting a horn in first place, lovely. Just go do the one trick there and there. Good, just give myself plenty of room to land. Also, a benefit to these tracks is you get to listen to Jet Set Radio music. I mean, I've not listened to tons of Jet Set Radio music, but I am a fan of Naganuma just purely from the Sonic Rush soundtrack, so... Yeah, there's some pretty good stuff to listen to on these tracks. Trick, and spiral back down this road. Drifting really is the name of the game, and that's a very satisfying final drift as well. I'm not sure which Jet Set Radio track I like the most in this game, actually. They're all pretty fun. But I do like the nighttime aesthetic of this one. A deadly route.
And a a slightly creeped out hello from Curious Mansion.
I can handle this myself.
3, 2,
Now, when I was playing some earlier, it gave me vibes of the track that's in All Stars Racing Transformed. It's not the same track, but it hits some similar notes. Yeah, we get a nice mix of indoors and outdoors in this one as well. And the climb up this tower is satisfying to chain drifts onto. Once you see that trail the flame from your car go red, you know it's time to chain the drift. The next one. Right along these rooftops is quite good too. Yeah, but you get a nice variety of visuals in this track. It's nice to not just see this brown. You do see some of it, obviously, as you're seeing here, but it's not the only aesthetic you see in the track. Ouch. Not quite sure what's going on in the middle of this tower, but spiraling up that kind of reminds me of some of the Mario Kart DS tracks where you spiral up and up or down the tower. I'm gonna do the one trick just in case there. I've got a good lead, so I don't want to squander that. Ouch. Oh, why was that aimed at me? Unless it was from Sander. If it was from Sander, then fair enough, but if it wasn't and it went past it, that's rude. I didn't really want to trick there, I just wanted to get ready for the next drift. Don't know if I was really chaining the level 3 drifts there, but hey. You're still got good speed. Ah, I shouldn't have tried to do 2. No, don't drift that way. Ah, thank you, whoever shot that at Amy. I was worried she was going to overtake me for a sec there. Right, and one final track for this Cup, Ocean Ruin from Sonic Heroes. Now this one, layout-wise, is probably not quite as interesting as... not quite as interesting maybe as the last Sea Circle track, but I love the set piece of this track. I'm going to listen to Windy and Ripley from Sonic Adventure, because why not? One thing I do like these little shallow bits of water. It's really pleasant shade of blue these with the water there. But the main set piece of this track is these the underwater tubes. I guess Sega Hardline must have liked it, given that Sonic Dash uses these for loops in the beach area, which is based on Caesar Hill. Yeah, like the loop and the underground, the underwater, it all looks great. Layout-wise, it's a little bit simpler because your planes just are in these tubes for half the thing. But I love the visuals. I love that jump as well. Pretty great stuff all around, I think. This is one of the first tracks I think of when I think of this game. Oh, can I get enough of a boost to get that? Yes, just about. Oh, that's satisfying. To get the boost from a drift, and not just have to rely on an item. Oh, that was satisfying. Depending on how far ahead I am by the next lap, I may not bother doing that again. I'm glad I caught that on recording though. If you have a speed boost item as well, that will get over the gap. Yeah, there's a lot of driving straight on this track though. Oh, let's mess with the people who come out of that jump. Okay, I'm not going to get enough speed to go over the jump this time. Let's just go around this side then. There wasn't enough space really. Oh, and the Shadow took the jump, given he just moved ahead quite a bit there. I have quite a sizable lead, and now it's not as sizable. Right, I'm going to focus on hitting the boost pads here. Now, the boost pads and items are spread out so that you kind of have to choose one or the other in this track. I'm going to stick with the boosts. I've got an item I can use to defend myself. I'm in first, I just want to keep the speed going. Get 3 tricks here. This is a lovely big jump. It's a good one to practice doing tricks. I say practice, all you gotta do is press the drift button. Ouch. No. I swear, if you... There we go, get a level 2 boost. Oh, don't ruin it. Yes, I really like that track. Sure, the layout's a bit basic in the middle half with the loops, the tubes, but the visuals and set pieces more than make up for it. And getting that skip on the last corner, very satisfying if you get it from a drift boost. I really like that track. Completed the Red Out Challenge, whatever that is. The PC version doesn't have proper Steam achievements. You get the in-game achievement list, which I presume was implemented so that the Wii version would have achievements, but hey. It means the Steam version has achievements, but also not achievements at the same time. Right, that should just leave 1 cup to go. Yep, the Monkey Cup. And we start off with Bingo Party. This one we will set the music to Bingo Highway, I reckon.
I can handle this myself.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yes.
Start by going into Eggman's roulette wheel or whatever. It's not quite named like Casino Roulette, more like Wheel of Fortune. Here we can see the bingo panels from Bingo, the original Bingo Highway show up here. Right, you can choose between items or boosters here. I'm going to pick an item because I'm not in first. Should be enough space to do 2 tricks there. Pick the side route there. Less chances of me messing up. Ah, I say as I drift the wrong way into an eggborn. Shadow is right up behind me there. Ah! This one ain't going so well.
Come on, guys. Surely one of you wants to win.
That corner's a bit tight. So always good idea to let go of accelerate while drifting. And I let it slide more in these later tracks as well. Reload roads are very early ones to force you to do it, I think, personally. Tails! Really? Right, I've apparently got a lead, so I'll take the path of the boosters. A couple of tricks in there. That's that piece of going through the sort of lottery spinner bit. It's quite fun. Yeah, I quite like that track. It's more cramped and cluttered, but that kind of almost goes along with the whole pinball casino kind of thing of random chance. And here we have Lava Lair, which is our final Billy Hatcher track, and visually pretty different to the other ones. Yeah, we're up a mountain for this one. No ice to be seen. It's our obligatory lava track. This one's got a particularly nasty corner coming up. I really let go of accelerate while drifting. Yeah, this one here. Ah, there. Getting bounced around everywhere. These falling rocks are not easy to dodge either. I'm glad the CPU is as bad at dodging them as I am. Take that path there, you get a little jump and you can do a boost. I find that the most consistent path there. It's a useless defense option. Ah, not quite enough room for a trick. Oh, that's a bad place to get hit. At least I can recover slightly. Yeah, this corner you gotta really anticipate. That's a nasty corner right there. Like, I'm tempted to, you know, dock it a point or two. Not that I'm scoring them, but you know. So to speak, dock it a point for that corner alone. I do like the visuals with all Lava Lair. It's a striking track visually. I got one of those last time in that same area. Don't think there's enough space there. Alright, still got the lead. Let's see if we can carry this through the last lap there. Let's hope we don't get hit right before I jump this time. gonna hold on to the shield now. Oh, let go. Yeah, I had to like fully let go of accelerate for that.
She's all stored up.
Ah. Good boost going. Trick. Hit the ground. There wasn't space for a trick there, why did I try? Let's just shield for the last few moments just in case. And there we go. Mostly a pretty fun track, that one corner though. I really don't like that one corner that I complain about every lap. It's just a really nasty one. You have to really know it's coming to prepare for it, to drift properly into it. But overall, a pretty fun track, aside from that one bit. Now we have our final Super Monkey Ball course, Monkey Target. Now I've been pretty harsh on the Monkey Ball tracks thus far, but I actually quite like this one. Despite having some really sharp turns. But I let it slide more here because A, it's near the end of the game, and B, it does it in a more sort of memorable, gimmicky way. First off, that big jump down is very satisfying. I mean, Monkey Target I think is one of the more popular of the party games from Super Monkey Ball, so... Ah, I drifted the wrong way. So it's already off to a good start with that. These 90-degree turns are wider than usual, I think, as well, which is nice. So this one's hard to see coming, so... Yeah, the thing with this track is, we started off quite high up and made a big jump down. So we've got to make our way back up somehow. Oh, I'm doing so badly. I'm talking this track up, I like this track. Stop hitting me so much. So yeah, you gotta get back up. Q 180-degree turns. You would absolutely have to slow down while you're drifting to hit these properly. Otherwise you are going off the edge. And now I can cheat. I've got Supersonic. That gave me a lot of air. And yet Amy's still ahead of me. Being that far behind was all because I drifted the wrong way. Right. This time I probably won't have the Supersonic, so I will actually be able to show off all the 180-degree turns. But yeah, it's like... I've been pretty harsh on the 90-degree turns thus far, but those 180-degree turns, where it's so comically, like, you know, like, over the top in a sense, because it makes you do them so many in a row while climbing up, I can't help but like it. It's just like a gauntlet right at the end of the track of these 180-degree turns, and you absolutely need to let go of accelerate, at least when playing as Sonic. Otherwise you will not make these turns. Oh! Or you can make the turn too sharp. Uh-oh. Ah, that's my own fault there. Alright, get my lead back. Thank you very much. Oh, don't fling me off the stage because of the bumpy pig. Ah! No! Ah! My lead! No! Eggman's there. Come on, give me an offensive item. Oh, triple rockets. Yes, please. Right, let's take this turn properly. This last turn. Oh, there we go. It's a tight one, but I just love how comically, like, tough that last section is. Like, it's a bit over the top with 180-degree turn after 180-degree turn, but I know, I just kind of like that they committed to that. Easily my favourite Monkey Ball track in this game. And we get our final level, Thunder Deck. It's alright, it's pretty standard. One thing that is a bit of a shame with this game is that there's no oh, wrong track, that one. Yeah, there's no like proper final feeling track.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, did badly there. Because, you know, because there's two other Final Fortress tracks, this doesn't feel, you know, visually ultra different to the others. Yeah, it doesn't feel as final as some other racing games have in their final tracks. I don't know how possible that jump in the middle there is. This probably is the most interesting layout-wise of the Final Fortress tracks, though, so it probably is my favourite of them. Oh, I think I should go high on that one. Okay, find the higher one easier to drive on. Quite lucky I've not been hit by any of those bullets. Oh, a horn, that's a good item to have. Ah, I was too late with that. Oh well. That's a less useful item to have. I'm assuming you'd need like a boost of some kind to make it over that gap. Looks like quite a big gap. You never know, I never thought racing to the boss theme from Sonic Rush would work, but it actually works decently well. I wanted what you need. But oh well. I pressed the wrong one. Yeah, the top part is definitely better there. At least I'm better at it. No, I didn't want to trick, I just wanted to drift. Ah! Oh no. That item effectively reverses your control because of the way it makes it go upside down. It's not very fun. Not very fun to get by at all. I want to win on the last track. I mean, if I can't have it, I can't have it, but I would like to win on the last track. What do you mean a quiet one? I just got bombarded with items. There's just enough space there to do a trick. Oh no. Oh, I barely won that one. So yeah, that I think is probably my favourite Final Fortress track. The second one was just very repetitive, and the first one's a bit basic. That one's quite fun. The loop and the split path both make it interesting. And they managed to come out with a win, which was nice. I should let this play out properly this time. Yeah, something about at least the Sonic characters, their expressions feel very vacant. They don't move, they never move their mouths. They also have the center mouths, which I'm not a fan of. I prefer the side mouth myself. But that is Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. I thought it was going to play the credits. I guess not. Well, we'll sum up the thoughts in the title screen then, or the menu. Yeah, that's Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. A pretty solid game. I quite like it. I think I like it a little bit more than Mario Kart Wii, but I think I'm just down on Mario Kart Wii in general anyway. It's a pretty fun game, although it's definitely overshadowed, outshined, whatever, by the sequel, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. That game is an upgrade in every sense. It's just a better game in every way. This game's solid, but it gets a bit repetitive with the track theme reuse. A bit like, Super Mario Kart, where you got like 4 Bowser castles and so on, 4 Mario circuits. Here, yeah, you got like 9 Sonic tracks and then like 3 of each of the other ones. But overall, pretty solid tracks. We will be seeing some of them again though. But I think that's all I got for this video, so next up will be a video on all the tracks from Racing Transformed. So look forward to that at some point after I've recorded and edited it.